I'm going to be talking about Open the Book, which is an initiative which is supported by Bible Society. But just before I do, I would like to draw your attention to this magazine. I will have some copies at the back, because remarkably, it's got a picture of a lighthouse on it. And that is the cover of the Bibles that have been supplied by Bible Society to people in Ukraine since the war started there. And there has been a huge demand for the Bible. And it is a picture of a lighthouse. So I just commend these magazines to you to read out more about Ukraine and other things. It's wonderful, isn't it, to see our children, not so many today as sometimes, but to see them going out and to know that they're going to be learning about God's love for them, to be learning about Jesus and how he wants to be their saviour and lead them in their life. But there are so many children who don't even know a Bible story. So I'm going to just play a short blend of 2 videos about this. I hope.
Hi, I'm Kerry, Head of Open the Book here at Bible Society. When you come to church and the Bible is shared with you, have you ever wondered who might be sharing the Bible beyond these walls? Maybe it could be you. With a busy life, I wanted to help a local school, but if I was going to get involved in helping out at a primary school assembly, it was going to have to be fun and not have hours and hours of preparation. So at Open the Book, some of our teams of storytellers include those who are parents, students, grandparents, home workers and people from all walks of life. And I see these storytellers as sowers of seeds. We probably won't see these seeds grow, but of course if we don't plant any seeds, we're not going to have a harvest. And sometimes we don't see things immediately, just like a poppy seed that can lay dormant in the ground for many, many years, and suddenly it springs to life and we see these beautiful flowers just when we least expect it. In Psalm 78, verse 4, it says, "We will tell the next generation." Now, someone has shared the Bible with you. Will you now share it and pass it on to the next generation?
The book isn't just like, it's like you actually get to take part even when you're just listening. Before I went to this school, I didn't know anything about the Bible, and now I know a lot about the Bible because I've opened the book.
In the Bible there's not many pictures, and in Open the Book it might be funner if you see actions and all that.
It's just wonderful to share Bible stories. So much of our heritage, our culture, our art, so much of our society comes from Bible stories. And they are fabulous stories to share.
So you're acting as the poor and the outcasts and the ones that people don't normally invite to a party.
The kids love joining in, they love dressing up, they love being part of it. So I've seen children with not very much confidence really grow because they're doing it with an adult and they've got that support.
The man invited the rich people, but Jesus said invite the poor people next time. What I learnt was you can help the rich, but help people who actually need help.
It was very different to ones that we've had before, and it's a story that I haven't heard before either, so it was quite nice to actually know it and let it sink in.
These are life-changing, life-affirming stories, and it needs to go to as bigger audience as possible. And Open the Book does it in a way that is very accessible for primary school children.
So blessed in Morven that we have the opportunity to share the word with so many schools, not just church schools, but state schools as well. And before lockdown, we were going into a number of schools regularly. During lockdown, Pete, who's over here, has been helping us to put together videos to send to the schools. But in September, we're hoping that we can start in a small way to begin with, to go back into the schools. It's all scripted and this was the starting point for the stories, the Storyteller Bible. Because it's going into school, we're not allowed to preach the gospel, but by telling Bible stories and drawing out their message, as you saw in that video, we're sowing seeds. But now we're looking for more volunteers, because some of our volunteers aren't able to help anymore. And I hope that you will have been touched both by the words we read from the psalm and for their repetition there, our responsibility to share the good news that's in the Bible with the next generation. So I shall be at the back of church or in the foyer at the end of the service, and I'm hoping there'll be lots of you who feel, yes, I would like to volunteer. There are training videos, and it would not be a heavy obligation by any means, but it's a great joy. So may I commend it to you. Thank you.